I want to see Graveyard take one of these home.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm there with him.
Ellie, you as well? Jewish Panda? All right, I'm also for Jewish Panda. Rainy?
I think Graveyard won last Coronation Day, right? I can't remember. I feel like I want to see Graveyard win again, but you guys are all picking Jewish Panda, and it makes me very tempted to pick Lucifer.
I was gonna say, it's hard to look into the camera and be like, I'm with Satan.
Just so you guys know.
Fallen Angel.
Versus Panda.
He's pretty
versus the Panda. All right, well, here we go, guys. Again, this is a best of 5 here in the finals. They have to win with their decks. Here it is.
Oh, the Mega Minion's too far away.
This is definitely something a Dark Lord would use.
Oh, no! Man, what a good explosion.
Skeletons. Oh, and the lock, but there's still more. 3 of them is enough. Look at how much damage they do.
Wow. That is amazing. That's what I love about it. Just 3 of these little guys survive. And already 1808 on that tower.
And because he used log defensively, he didn't have log on the tombstone there, which made his golem push pretty less effective. Interesting thing to note, Jewish Panda, himself not Jewish, mentioned it in chat.
If you saw us laughing, that was definitely what it was.
Well, the Panda is Jewish, I think, is the implication.
Right.
He might not be.
I just
he's a panda?
I just thought he was a panda playing Clash Royale.
Yeah. I think the thing is that he made the panda that is Jewish. The panda is
He's human-made. They are.
Exactly.
I get it. Okay, you're right.
Wow, yeah.
Put it all together now.
Together.
So these towers are about even as golems come down the right lane, head-to-head. This is really going to come down to who is better at defending against the enemy push. Jewish Panda, 2 elixir ahead. That might be relevant.
All right, let's see.
Maybe.
Big thing is Graveyard will be thrown into the mix unless Jewish Panda identifies that he wants to defend first. And it seems like he does. Defense first. When is your opportunity to Graveyard? I think he's lost it. I think he's just willing to trade an even push.
I think he's not going to play it until he sees the Ice Golem or the Log come out. Or actually, the Zap is actually Log and Zap.
Golem.
Or no.
River Golem.
The River Golem with the Ice Golem behind. It's Daddy and the Sun.
Weirdly enough, Jewish Panda's 2 last cards are Log and Zap. Hasn't cast either yet. Just kind of letting the skeletons go run wild.
Right. I think they're both trading golems, and the fact that they're both deciding to pump elixir into defense rather than offense means that they're barely getting any damage off. Actually, Jewish Panda got the upper end of that exchange. One of the golemites actually made it, but still, they're both not willing to take the risk, right? They're not willing to go on the aggressive end.
I think Jewish Panda found himself in kind of a bad situation there. He wanted to get the golem down at the river early so that the archers or other support units would actually lock on and kind of help, but they died just to the baby dragon before the golem came out, and those golems, they kind of just walked to its death.
That baby dragon for Lucifer also getting a great amount of value as it, before it dies, also takes out the archers that Jewish Panda play.
Ooh, double tombstone, and this golem is not going to the right address. That is just like my Amazon delivery the other day. Did not go to the right place. I was very upset.
I'm so sorry.
Baby dragon's still trucking, dies just in time for its brother to come out. Oh, but double, look at that. What a great catch by the Ice Golem. The Ice Golem caught both minions. They were so close together, the Baby Dragon was able to splash along with the tower attack.
Wow.
That 2 elixir Ice Golem saved the day.
There we go. Finally, Jewish Panda breaks out of the cycle and plays the golem behind. And I actually think playing that Ice Golem was a mistake. Save that 2 elixir. Let the Baby Dragon do damage to your tower. Make sure that you end this in one fell swoop because you're in overtime now. There's no continuing after you take down the tower.
You're right. Taking just 200, 300 damage isn't going to be significant compared to being able to put together giant pushes that are very deadly.
Here it comes. Ice Golem plus Archers. That graveyard is shut down.
You're right. Not going to get a single... Oh, little bit of damage.
No, actually, the Golemites are tanking. The Golemites are tanking.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. That graveyard is shut down.
That graveyard is definitely not shut down. I don't know what you heard, Christian.
Just like that.
You know what the key was there? He zapped the archers, and the archers retargeted over to the golemites, and let the skeletons go free. The archers can one-hit skeletons, so they were just back-to-back bad girls too, just bam, 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 taking off skeletons.
I feel like you referenced that last show.
I've only seen 3 movies. I've only seen 3 movies in my life.
Bad boys, bad girls.
Once the golemites reached the tower, he zapped the archers. Both of them changed to the golemites, which allowed the things to go and swarm the tower. Woo!
It's actually really, really good. And you think about the miner has this property, for example, that will bump units. And so playing something like a miner or doing something like Zap, playing targeting tricks like that can make cards like Graveyard so much more effective. And right at the last moment, Jewish Panda makes it happen with that zap.
There it is.
Can we talk a little bit about your deck that you were teasing earlier? That
Unless you don't want to give away your secrets.
I opened Graveyard in my shop Saturday morning.
Another legendary from Panda.
Make sure you get your notepads ready if you want to copy this deck.
So I spent all day working on different Graveyard decks, and I had a lot of fun with it. I ended up settling on a Prince Graveyard deck, and it found to be very, very effective. Anytime Miners, Hog Riders, Royal Giants, even like regular Giants with Bowler come in, the Prince defends against them very, very well. Doesn't get knocked back by Bowler. And on the counterattack, the opponents feel like they have to block stuff at the river, and the Graveyard is behind their tower, and they kind of have to play both front and back at the same time. I played it at the King's Cup. I made it through the first cut. I was number 4 in the second heat. I almost made the final cut. Whoa. Fell out in the end because I'm a bad player. But I did win a side event going 13-3 in an hour with the deck. So Prince Graveyard, very cool.
That's going to be better than any record I've ever had.
Somebody should bring this to the Coronation Day.
Have we seen Prince at all in the Coronation Days?
I am a dedicated Prince player.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Prince at all. All right, well, our next game is ready, ladies and gentlemen. We have Jewish Panda up 1-0 against Lucifer. Again, we are in the finals, so it is a best of 5. Jewish Panda can bring the same deck again, but you can only win with one deck 2 times here in the finals.
Has Clout Gaming won a Coronation Day yet?
No, I'm saying both of these are now, I think, new clans. That are in.
Yay.
Because Garrett was from Synergy.
Yes.
And then, of course, Hammers, Takeover, Reddit.
So either way, tonight we are going to have a new clan winner.
That's great.
Clout's been around for a long time. One of the original major gaming clans in the Clash Royale scene, so very impressive. It looks like the Musketeer's going to be just out of Golem exploding range.
Wow, that Musketeer is avoiding a lot of damage.
She's just standing perfectly still. Oh, wow, good roll. I love Bowler so much. When he starts walking from behind the tower, he does the bowling. So good. Another Tombstone's going to prevent... Oh, actually, so Jewish Panda going for a second game with his Golem deck, which means that he is willing to have his back against the wall with Expo and try to win one of the last 3 games, maybe, of the match with Expo. But he wants to take the 2 wins that he feels like he's more comfortable with his Golem deck.
You also might, again, the psychological pressure you might also place on your opponent by them being only 1 game away from losing might make them make that 1 slip up that could cost them
very
the
good
game.
point. You're right.
Now, this is interesting. Lucifer prefers the Giant... I mean, based on this Coronation Day, Lucifer has been killing Golem decks with his Giant Bowler.
Very good point. And he did it with that pretty interesting combination of stacking up bowlers. Let's see if he does that again. Golemites, go away.
Get out.
Boink, boink, boink.
No.
Get out of here. Beat it.
One more.
Kick rocks, kid.
No. Go kick your... Oh, no. Stop. Because rocks is going to say family, and you don't want to say that. Man. It's not very nice. Don't kick your family.
Don't.
Hey, this is a battle between Lucifer and Jewish Panda, so...
Anything goes.
Oh, wow, defensive Graveyard.
Interesting.
And the log comes down to clear it all out.
I think that was the wrong move, but I've been wrong before. A few of the skeletons actually do add up and take down the Giant, but the Giant already got a few swings on a tower. Was it really worth it to commit 5 elixir?
I think that's really good if you have something like P.E.K.K.A., right, which is going to stop and get distracted at every little thing along the way. But Giant just ignores them. He just keeps walking.
Log has been such a key card in these anti-tombstone matchups, and again we see that Log earning the Giant 1 big swing, even though the Graveyard is committed to defense, not offense, which is a big part of Jewish Panda's aggressive nature.
And we see the stacked bowlers yet again, but there's nothing to kill the Mega Minion. I think the Musketeer's out of cycle.
Uh-oh, there's a Mega Minion to challenge, and I think it will win it out, and one of the bowlers does survive. How do you stop this with the elixir that you have? You can't.
Ooh, especially with the lightning right there. Jewish Panda giving the well played, because one more rock, there it is, taken down that tower, and Lucifer going to tie it up 1-1 here in the finals. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Is there any other deck that is better against Golem that we've seen so far? I don't think so. I think Lucifer is making a very strong case. Yeah, I think Lucifer is making a very strong case for a deck that is actually very well suited against both Baby Dragon Golem decks and also Graveyard Golem decks.
Yeah, I guess maybe the Minor Rocket, Inferno Tower, maybe, but you're right. Like, Lucifer has a few key cards in this deck that makes it different from a lot of the other decks out there. Running 3 spells, running Musketeer, as well. Musketeer, you know, pretty survivable, hard to really take out easily. And he's done a really good job holding off these gold mechs. I'm really impressed. Like, I'm going to go rewatch these games after the broadcast.
See what it was.
Yeah, to really take notes, because I love Giant Bowler, but I quit playing it because I felt like I couldn't beat the Golem decks out there. So I'm learning something from Lucifer, and I hope you're all learning something at home.
Yeah, and tweet at us if you are, because we would love to know if you're learning things from us. That would just be awesome. Not from me, because I don't have anything really valuable.
You absolutely do.
We're learning
offer
fashionable headwear.
you.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
right.
indeed.
We all know who the actual winner is tonight.
Me
Free
with
hat.
my crown.
Free hat. All right. So now, technically, right, again, as you most elegantly put it, the best of three kind of technically starts now in the finals, right? Both players have one victory. They are now both winning. They both won one with their decks. It is now kind of coming down to that best of three. So far, that Giant Bowler, how... Again, like we have again, like you said, you haven't gone back, you haven't watched exactly what it is, but how do you think gut reaction Jewish Panda has? What does he have to do to stop it?
Well, it depends on what deck he's bringing. If he brings that Giant Bowler deck again, the commitment to the Bowler is really what's been doing it. Bowler doesn't do a ton of damage to the Golem, but as soon as the Golem pops and turns into Golemites, Bowler just wrecks them. Like, there's no real follow-up once, because the Golemites are medium-sized and they get knocked back by the Golem's pushes, preventing them from really locking onto a tower, doing a lot of damage with their attacks, and of course, if they're too far from the tower, when they blow up, they don't do anything.
All right. Musketeer stepping up to the plate. The first Musketeer that Lucifer played in the last game was so effective. Oh, no! Musketeer, it wins.
Does he have the zap?
That Ice Spirit got taken out also by a Bowler's Rock.
Bad play by Jewish Panda. I think that log just reset his own Inferno Tower.
Oh, no. Oh,
Because
no.
it knocked the Bowler, the current target, out of the way.
Bowler still lives.
And I'm pretty sure he can play another Bowler at this point now. You're right, the Bowler stacking up is just incredible. You know what actually might be really good for Jewish Panda's Expo deck is being able to rocket the double Bowlers.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that Ice Spirit.
That's actually good that he hit the Ice Spirit as well, because that was one of the things, like, an Ice Spirit alone is enough to stop a Mega Minion from reaching the tower, and by lightning it as well, he forced another play out.
There's that Expo.
Uh-oh. Oh, the Bowler just in time.
I think Bowler could have been a little closer, actually. He's so far from the river that he's just taking free damage right now. If he was turned around, that probably would have been a little better.
Play another card.
Does he have an Ice Golem?
Play another card.
One elixir?
Play
One
another
elixir?
card. No!
Expo locks on. Now he's got lightning, he's got log. Looks like log is all he's gonna do, but still, look at that. Look at that. Woo! Just like that, takes the lead as far as damage.
I think Jewish Panda is thrilled to try to steal a game here at the Expo. He feels really comfortable. He's up by a little bit. Now we're going to go into the 1 minute double elixir time, which is probably where these tank decks get a lot stronger. But Jewish Panda may be able to start generating elixir so quickly in such a cheap cycle that he could set up an Expo on the other side and sort of force his opponent to play both angles.
Inferno Tower gonna lock onto the Giant. Actually is able to hit all three, and that's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah. Huge Panda recognizing that as well. Poor little sad face.
But he can drop another one right now if he wanted to.
And I think that would be a good option. Now the big thing, I think Lucifer actually wants that to happen multiple times, that situation that happened, because essentially he's getting a free lightning on the tower every single time that play is, and you can just spell cycle Expo decks down. That's one of the reasons why lightning is so great against Expo. If you can set up a situation where you tank the Expo for a certain amount of time, lightning it, it's actually going to take down the Expo and you get damage on the tower.
But Jewish Panda has adapted and changed his placement up so that it was a little further, one more square over to the side, and now lightning didn't touch it. Yeah.
He has to choose to lightning the Expo and the tower, or the Inferno Tower and the Expo. He can't do all three.
Man, these giant pushers are coming in hard and fast.
Yeah, it's so happy. That's what was so sad about it getting killed by lightning. It was smiling all the way through and just...
Okay, I'm needing to play. I'm gonna go play.
Wow, great lightning. Oh no, the Mega Minion's locked onto the Musketeer, not what you wanted.
Aggressive tombstone play. I really wonder why that decision was made.
I think he was more optimistic about the giant surviving and wanted the skeleton armies behind it.
Here might be one of the reasons, but no, the Mega Minion just placed right on top of the Musketeer. It actually will win.
Wow, because the tower wasn't shooting it. The tower was too busy shooting the skeletons.
Bowler already in place. This Ice Spirit is just going to take a bowler to the face.
Oh, poor little guy.
A bowler to the face.
So wait, now it's
too close.
It's
Lightning.
too close.
Doom, doom, doom. Oh no!
Oh, didn't get the third strike.
Every damage point counts here. 2 minutes of overtime remaining.
I believe he can get another bowler out real soon, and he should start getting to that thing that we've seen so effectively, the stacking of the bowlers. The ceremonial stacking of bowlers.
The ceremony of bowler stacking. Oh.
Ooh.
And as long as he has a rotation of either bowler or giant one at a time, it's really hard to get those expos out. He's going for these giant bowler pushes, but I think that giant's going to get eaten up for free. Oh, no, good lightning.
The lightning might be the thing that opens the pathway up for Lucifer. And I think he's going to be able to play another giant.
Oh, no.
Opts not to. Still
Did you notice, by the way, we have the new overtime music?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the most recent update, the music for overtime has changed.
Wow.
And look at that. Jewish Panda has taken so much damage on both sides that I wonder if he could even sneak a giant or musketeer on the other lane. That might be enough to put it within spell range.
What are you going to do about this Inferno Tower? He's going to lightning it, and I think that giant will be enough to punch that tower down.
One thing we've gotten to the point, though, like you mentioned, I think last Coronation Day, Rainey, is now the tower is at a low health where if an ice golem gets popped out, it might be the target of the lightning.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I think he's just going for it.
Yeah, I
No more
actually
expos.
think that one of the things that Lucifer has been doing incorrectly is making sure that he's lightning the Inferno Tower. I think just let the Inferno Tower stand. Why do you care if the giant makes it to the tower or not? It's so unlikely that that's the case. Just make sure you're cycling the tower.
He's going for it. One more rocket after this, he'll do it, right?
You're right, because log's not going to be enough here. The downside is he's looking really close to death here.
Oh,
That
no,
musketeer
the
only
musketeer.
gets a few shots. They did lock on.
Lucifer picking up his second victory here in the finals against Jewish Panda. One more victory away from $2,000.
Oh, Jewish Panda has to be hurting because he knows how tough that Expo matchup is, and he was so close. Like, one more swing of anything, a minion, a mega minion, anything on the tower would have put that in log range. Log does like 102.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
He
close.
knew he couldn't log it for the win, but ugh.
That was amazing. Again, also the rocket, right? He just had to get to that rocket again. The Ice
rocket's
Spirit,
expensive.
If the Ice Spirit was placed a little bit further for Jewish Panda, it could have locked on to that musketeer. It could have killed it, but so close. A good game of inches.
Yeah, and he took the match, but how risky is it to just wait till double elixir happens and like?
You know what I think he could have done a little different is instead of setting up all those expos at the river, where he's already trying to build these giant bowlers, try to take one of those center expos, or actually maybe not center, but on the left lane, tilted in just a little bit so that you know it's going to cover the lane. Then he has the option of either, well, no, we're going to go down the other side, right? And split the damage up a little bit. Or if he chooses to continue to go down the same lane, you have the supporting fire. Then you can still play your Inferno Tower like you would, I guess, normally. But that was tough. I think Jewish Panda was doing his best in that difficult matchup.
Got super close.
Still
Rainey,
needs to win a game.
Talk to me what you were saying a little bit more about why would you care about lightning the Inferno Tower? You said just let it stand?
Yeah, at a certain point, you know that you have enough defense against the Expo that it's never going to do a point of damage to your tower. For example, if you have the elixir enough to play a giant to block the Expo, he's going to play things like Inferno Tower, maybe he's going to play Ice Golem, a bunch of cards that are never going to make it to your tower and do any damage. The only way he actually does damage to you is by the Expo. So essentially, why do you feel the need to challenge that elixir at all?
Okay.
Just let it stay on his side of the map and just use your lightning strictly on the Expo and the tower. That way, the Expo just
Panda
wastes the
is
rest
not
of its
happy.
measly little life shooting at the giant,
Either way.
never accomplishing anything.
So, Lucifer, has he won twice with Giant Bowler, or is it 1-1? So he did win an early round, but I'm trying to remember because I think we saw the
I
graveyard.
think he's
deck.
only won twice with Giant Bowler because Jewish Panda won the first game. He won Lucifer won the second game against Golem deck with his Giant Bowler. Then he won against the Expo with his Giant Bowler.
Whether it's 1-1 or 2 with the Giant Bowler, he is bringing this Golem deck into his final crucial game. If he wins this, $2,000 richer, booked a ticket to the arena battles, and maybe even all the way to the crown duels.
That's right. It is on Jewish Panda right now to come back and tie it up 2-2 to take it to that crucial game number 5 here in the finals. Can he do it?
Golem actually avoids the slow effect of the Ice Golem, and that's going to provide the... Oh, wow, that was just on the edge of enough. I think that Golem is going to make it to the tower. Big opening from Lucifer. He's going to take an early lead.
You're right. You see how crucial the tombstone is. Oh, no! A bad log! Oh, never mind. It actually kind of worked out. Huh. Oh, because right as the tombstone popped, the golem died, and that explosion took care of it.
Still, though, not super ideal for Jewish Panda. I mean, having the big body golem make it to the tower is much better than the golemites because the damage is not proportional, right? The 2 golems do not equal the 2 golemites does not equal the golem.
I agree, absolutely. Early in beta, just a little side note, golemites used to be a lot stronger and the main golem body used to be a lot weaker. And
Yes.
Supercell changed it to make the main golem very tough and the golemites much weaker so that the golem itself felt like an imposing presence.
It's him again, Rumham, the river golem.
Oh no, River Golem. I think we might be going for some graveyards here real soon.
This might actually be big because there was no tombstone set up before that
There it is.
golem came down. Here comes the graveyard. Stop it. Mega Minion is not the choice that you want.
So much
Wait,
damage.
hold on.
Graveyard.
It's too much.
Oh,
And Jewish
Wow.
Panda places the double tombstone.
I think he might want another 3 crown here in the future.
Yeah.
the Horde of the Undead is unstoppable right now for Jewish Panda.
River Golem worked out so well because none of really Lucifer's elixir was played on the left side. He didn't even have a tombstone in place and just did not have the infrastructure to stop that golem from making it to the tower. Plus the fact that he had to deal with the graveyard, it's just a little bit too much. We see another River Golem making it to the tower, and Jewish Panda is quickly running away with this game. Even if Lucifer somehow takes down that right side tower, he's already down. One more Golem push will take down that right side tower for Jewish Panda.
There's
He's
no
so
way,
far
golem
behind.
decks are so slow, they can't do it in just 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is no combination of cards in that deck that can take down a low health tower quickly.
And there it is,
Down to
just
the
like
wire.
that. Jewish Panda gonna tie it up against Lucifer. We are going into game number 5 here at the finals. Coronation day number 9.
5 times.
This means that it's either going to be Expo
It's got to be Expo.
yeah, you're right. It's going to have to be Expo versus Golem. That's the only possibility now.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure. I think we don't remember if Lucifer has won.
He won twice with Giant Bowler.
He won.
Because,
Okay, he did one twice with Giant Bull. Okay, yeah. So
it
you're
is
right.
gonna be
Then
Golem.
Golem has won twice. So you're right. It is Golem versus Expo. There could be some critical mistakes made here, but of course, Golem is the deck that has bullied Expo out of the finals before.
Right.
Yeah. All right, just a quick reminder, guys, before we get into our final game here, that if you are watching this on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button for us. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And finally, if you're watching this on Twitch, hit that follow.
Your head
rating.
okay?
Are you seeing the future?
I'm sending messages to
You're
our viewers to
controlling,
tell them to share and like.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
follow.
Yeah.
I
if you-
was like, oh, you have to share or Rainy's gonna explode?
Actually,
Like,
you know what?
We're just gonna threaten.
We
It
should,
looks like-
we should really, on broadcast, take out our phones and share it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
gonna use this. I'm gonna use this nifty '70s iPad.
This
While,
nifty
while I do this,
Because
Rainey,
it definitely existed.
what
in
is
the
the what is the card? What is your opening hand that is ideal if you're Jewish Panda right now?
Expo? Expo and stuff. Just stuff to throw in
So
front
you
of it.
want that Expo?
You probably want something like Expo, Ice Golem, Mega Minion,
What
something
happens
like
if
that.
it's not? If it's not there, that's like the most opportune time to use Expo.
The nice part is that with Skeletons, Ice Spirit, and Ice Golem all being very cheap cycles, he might be able to draw it even if it's the 5th or 6th card in his deck pretty quickly. But
Yeah,
the goal
yeah.
here is it's not so much that Jewish Panda wants Expo in his hand, which he does, but he really wants Lucifer to not have
Have
Tombstone
Golem
or
or
Golem,
Tombstone.
because that deck's a lot harder to cycle. Downside is there's 3 good blockers. I mean, there's Ice Golem, Tombstone, and Golem. But what we saw in the other games was sometimes the Tombstone would come out and get shot really quick and then just block on and go from there.
You really have to have, the big thing is you have to have cheap enough cards with your original set of Elixir
Yeah.
to play enough defense. Because even if you do cycle to your Golem, can you guarantee that you have 8 Elixir at that
play it,
time to play
right?
it?
Yeah.
If your opening hand is like Baby Dragon, Archers, Lightning, Log, you're in trouble because one of those cards has to come out and they're not a great matchup against Expo.
Right.
Well, here it is, guys.
Oh, man.
Lucifer from Clout, Jewish Panda from Human Made. It is the final game. One of these 2 players is taking home $2,000. Let's see who it's gonna be.
Jewish Panda was mad at Lucifer.
Did he throw an anger face?
Yeah, he threw an angry face.
Poor guy.
Super mad. There it is. There it is.
Womp womp.
Good game.
Now the catch here though is that if this Expo and the associated skeletons can do a good amount of damage to the Golem before it really crosses the river, you never know, right? Like the Golem's probably going to stop this Expo, but if that Inferno Tower survives with a lot of health, the next Expo can be set up with defense built in.
Man, that Expo has actually shot down a lot of units, but there's just too many targets for it.
Both even elixir trades, so when it all kind of shakes out, they're both at 5. No major advantage for either player. Although that's pretty good news, I think, for Jewish Panda. I think that's the ultimate situation where you could get an elixir trade against you.
Yeah. It's interesting because you do have the double 1 elixir cards and the ice golem and the log. And so I think if Jewish Panda just consistently justifies using the log, like right here, could have been a little bit earlier.
Skeletons.
No! Oh my god! Jewish Panda! No, the zap. Oh, it actually does reset onto the ice golem. So he's going to mitigate a lot of damage. But this is what we're talking about. As per Ender, fast cycling Expo decks are where it's at. If there's an Expo deck that doesn't make me quite as upset as the other ones, it's the fast cycling ones, because I do believe that there is a world where they can beat out big body decks. You just have to be able to gain momentum in the game and cycle faster than the Golem can.
And we saw it before, so what happened on the last one is Lucifer was trying to save up to 8 elixir. Right as the Expo locked on his tower, he hit that 8 elixir and was just like, too late, just 1 little second too late. And I think that happened again. He had 8 elixir, we had about 7 elixir, and I think he panicked and played the archers and ice golem instead of just dropping the big main golem.
All right, we're in double elixir time, and this actually makes it much safer for the Golem player.
You're right.
Many more opportunities to have 8 elixir in hand to play the Golem at the preferred time, and not pulling a Clyde.
And
playing
worth
it in the
mentioning that the Golem deck is not so hot. Or, I'm sorry, the Expo deck is not so hot at actually defending against these big pushes. It likes to be in the driver's seat. It wants to keep you constantly trying to react to it. If you actually have time to put a tank behind your King Tower and build the support troops behind it, it doesn't really have the tools to stop you.
The Skeletons actually delay the Mega Minion long enough to keep the Inferno Tower alive. There's a big lightning, but it's not going to actually hit the Inferno Tower, and so that's the only damage that's going to come out onto Jewish Panda. But again,
pretty impressive.
It's tough to find an opportunity for Jewish Panda to counterattack because he has to rely on the Expo, and there's the Golem to match.
What Jewish Panda doesn't realize either is that he was actually behind. He went from being even in elixir to being behind by 3 after a lot of those exchanges. He had to spend a lot more elixir to stop these golem pushes than than his opponent was spending on the attacks.
And the final card in Jewish Panda's hand, again, is Rocket, correct?
Correct. And there's actually been some decent Rocket targets, but he just hasn't really gone for it. Like these archers with the Baby Dragon and the Mega Mains, like maybe you can Rocket and get a decent amount of them down, but hasn't decided to go for it yet.
He needs to clear the board and drop his next Expo. What you can't do is get to the point where Golem is cycling as fast as your Expo, right?
Yeah.
That's just not going to be a winning moment for you. Inferno Tower gets dropped. That might be in lightning range.
I think it is lightning.
Yeah. Yeah. Needed to play it 1 square over to the river.
He could have waited a little bit longer, I think, just for the sake of letting it heat up a little bit and then lightning it, but worked out all right.
Interesting. So this is a scramble, not the most elixir efficient defense.
Isn't there going?
Has to cycle to a second Inferno Tower.
Here's the downside. Lightning's going to come out again, and that Inferno Tower is going to be dead and out of cycle.
I think he needs to cycle fast to the second Inferno Tower and then play the Golem over to the right side tower is, I think, the winning move.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Ooh, double Inferno Tower.
Okay, wow. Actually, the Golem does actually take the bait. 596 health left.
And
he's starting the rocket.
I don't think he can stop that. Now
he can survive 1 more lightning,
but
if he can somehow
will survive.
Yeah, if he can make it to 2 more rockets, he might actually be able to pull this off. It depends on the line of play. He's traded the lightning with the rocket. He needs to play the log now.
Oh, it's 40.
Play the log to cycle. I actually think Jewish Panda can make it. He needs to play elixir efficient.
It's way slower than lightning.
No, they're the same elixir cost. He can actually do it.
Light log.
No, but travel time.
Travel time.
What are you doing? What in the world? Ladies and gentlemen, Jewish Panda taking out Lucifer in game number 5 with a rocket. Congratulations, sir. You're taking home $2,000, and you got a ticket to the arena.
To be honest, I'm just kind of glad we don't have to crown Lucifer as reigning of.
That's what we were worried about this whole time. We're God-fearing people in this studio.
Good God.
But you're right. So Jewish Panda had a few key cards that really helped him pull it out different from the other ones. Double 1 elixir cards and the rocket. Let him cycle quickly, both between the Expos, but then also once he switches to the rocket plan, it's just Ice Golem, Skeleton, Log, Ice
That was the closest ending we've seen to any
6 elixir.
of our. Oh my gosh. Okay, well let's take a look at not a replay quite yet, but
Key moment.
Key moment.
The double Inferno Tower laser beam, that is when Jewish Panda kind of stabilized. There was a while where it looked like he was slowly but surely like taking damage, taking damage.
Elixir,
The golems were coming down faster than he could really answer them. And at one time, he was able to keep an Inferno Tower alive, get the second Inferno Tower up, burn down the golem without taking any damage. The lightning was like not terribly effective. It was just a lightning on the tower, right? And that allowed him to stabilize and get back into like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Let's go into the replay now here in our final match. But I want to talk about the Rocket versus the Lightning. But when I said they were quicker, I mean, Lightning is instant when you play it. The travel time is quicker. And how did it?
Look at the elixir cost. He actually was up by 4 elixir near the end. He had remember he went from even elixir to behind by 3 to up by 4, and that actually allowed him to fire the rocket. When he fired that rocket in the air, Lucifer still only had 4 elixir, and
he had charge too.
Yeah, he just didn't have the time.
Talk about, this is one of the reasons why players will tend to the lower elixir effective cards, right? Because cycle is so important. Cycling is actually so important. And Jewish Panda demonstrated that today. He's keeping himself fit, making sure he's keeping that cardio up.
Great log right there to do the whole tombstone trick, wiping it out. And that allows the Expo to lock on. And even with the lightning there and the retarget, that did 1,000 damage. If that was like all the other Expos we saw, where it didn't really lock on or do anything, he wouldn't have been able to rocket cycle before dying to the enemy lightning. Even though if it was only one successful Expo, it was, as we talked about it, early in the game.
Yeah, Graveyard again making it to the finals and winning.
Wow.
So super good on this brand new legendary card. People are already using it. It's doing fantastic. Let's pull up the bracket for anyone for a quick recap of the day. Rumham, Rainey, walk us through the story of Coronation Day number 9.
The human-made Jewish Panda has a crazy run through AJ, through Chief Mystical, and then finally to Lucifer in the finals. And Lucifer himself was no pushover. I mean, Tin 2, I think, came the closest.
Tintin.
Came the closest to being. I mean, if you remember that first match of the day, Tin 2 versus Lucifer, I actually think it was a very, very key decision at the end that suddenly allowed Lucifer to push back to the win.
Yeah.
Tin could have been the one in the finals, but ever since Lucifer beat him, went up against EPRU, lost against one deck, but won convincingly the 2 rounds that he did win, got all the way to the finals and just wasn't quite. I mean, how close? How much closer can you get, right?
40 HP.
Crazy.
That's got to feel tough for Lucifer, because I think he played really well. I mean, he had some of the most innovative strategies that I saw with the Giant Bowler deck.
Right.
And, man, congratulations, Jewish Panda. Hey, you know what, Lucifer? You get $500 for your evil schemes.
Great. Yeah.
Reinvest into fiddles.
Tickets to Georgia.
Tickets to Georgia, pitchforks.
Yeah.
Lots of things that Lucifer enjoys buying with $500.
So not only is Jewish Panda not Jewish, and probably not a panda.
Yeah, we don't know that one, though.
We don't know that for sure. But we do know that he's going home with $2,000 and a ticket to boot camp. If you want to be like him, Panda or not, go to ClashRoyaleOpen.com, sign up, come see us, maybe fight Lucifer. Who knows what crazy adventures you'll be.
What a quest. Talk about a quest, right?
Oh my gosh, and like the one game that was so close, it was between Lucifer and Jewish Panda.
That was it. The face-off was real again.
A battle as old as time.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next, that's doing it for Coronation Day number 9. Number 10 is also today. So just hang around. Just keep the stream up. We'll be seeing you at 6 o'clock p.m. And then again, Wednesday at 6. Thursdays are going to be at 8 o'clock p.m. from now until the end. And what you guys are seeing right there, that's it. On the 17th, that is our final day. That is Coronation Day number 16. So you have now 7 more chances. 7 more chances to make... No, I guess the next one, so it's 6 more chances. Because Coronation Day number 10 is coming up. So 6 more chances for you guys to be here, playing for $2,000. Right, 7 more, because there's 1 more. You guys have some sweet chances to make it here. And again, the chance to move on for $15,000 and the chance to go visit Supercell HQ. We hope to see you here. Final thoughts of the day, guys, before we leave?
I now realize why pandas are still alive on this planet, because they can play Clash Royale.
Yeah, and they're human-made.
They donate their winnings to their own survival.
Yes.
I think you need to go and play a Prince Graveyard deck. I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Give us the full list. Give us the full list.
Full list. Prince, Inferno Tower, Graveyard, Archers, Ice Golem, Fireball, Zap.
Wow. Anyone write that down? People write that down.
One more card.
Put it on Reddit.
Mega Minion. Mega Minion's in every deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Minion.
Yeah.
No, that's really fun. The thing is, we've actually seen the meta kind of calcify here. We've got Giant Bowler, Golem, Royal Giant, X-Bow, and Minor Rocket. Like, we know what they are. I'd love to see in the remaining 7 Coronations some new innovative deck coming out. And hey, Tornado comes out in only 5 days while the Coronations are still going.
That's right. We will have a chance to see that. We'll see if it is. Well, on behalf of everyone here at NGE Studios in beautiful Burbank, California, this has been the official Supercell Clash Royale North American Opens. That is Rumham. This is Raining.
I'm Ella.
I'm Christian.
Have a most ridiculous night.
Good night. Oh, hey, your crown fell off.
You should not throw the crown around like that.
There you go.
I have many of them.
You have many of them? Oh, I'm very glad to have this one.